Hi, everyone. Let me get situated here. Those of you who are watching on Instagram, I'm loving this filter. That's what it's called. I couldn't remember. It's called a filter. So if you're watching me on Facebook, you see me normal. If you're watching on Instagram at Livy Girls is our handle, then you will see me that I have this really pretty overlay. Hi, Debbie and Mayo. Please let me know if it's Mayo or Mio, and Penny and A Living Well joined. Hello, hello. And I'm just so excited. Every time I get together with you is an exciting time, which is one of the reasons why we're even doing the She's Unstoppable conference, why we're holding that. If you're on Instagram, it's so cool. It looks like I have really long eyelashes. All right. Let me gather my thoughts. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Hi, Karen. Hi, Mallory. Diana, thank you for telling me that name. So, hi, Becky and Mabel. Welcome, welcome. Again, I'm live in two places today, this morning, on our business Instagram at Livy Girls, and there you will see me in a filter that makes my eyelashes really long, and I love it. Do any of you wear fake eyelashes? Like, not the fake ones that you put on every day, but the ones that you like pay to have on and they last for about a month. My daughter got that when she got married, and they were pretty amazing. And anyway, I have some friends who do that as well. But as you are joining, please tell me where you're from, or how the weather is. Tell me something. Talk to me here. Hi, Bonnie. All right. And if you're watching after the fact and you're on Facebook, write replay so I know that you are joining us. So I have so much to cover, but I want to start with the fact that when I bring you these weekly trainings for real estate agents, women real estate agents, it's really because ever since I was a little girl, I've had this passion to help women. Why? I don't know. It's just something that I was born with. I really don't understand it. I know that my mother was very depressed her whole life, and so I'm sure that has something to do with it. But in any event, my heart is pure in wanting to help you. And in fact, that's why my twin sister Judy and I are having the She's Unstoppable Live conference, because it does a lot of things for my heart, and I'm sure that it will for yours as well. And what I mean by that is that I get to meet you. I get to hug you. People that I have talked with through the Girls Guide to Outrageous Real Estate Success. I mean, over 25,000 of you. And then people that have, in a relationship with us via Instagram and LinkedIn. And it's just a really neat place to bring the offline or bring the online offline, right? So I'm really excited about that. And then also, it's just created to lift you up. Life is tough. And so getting 2 days away from the hustle and the bustle to have an environment that's created just for you, that's going to be very pretty and blingy, because Judy and I did research and we know how women, the environment in which you need to be in to learn best. So it's just going to be a way to lift you up, inspire you. We got the best speakers. But I'll get into all that. But it's really like a celebration of your success, either what's to come or what you already have, or a combination thereof. So Karen says she has extensions, but they only last 2 weeks before fills. Yes. And then Bonnie says she's watching from her appraisal. Oh, very nice, very nice. Mallory's from Southern California. Oh my gosh, I wish. Hi, Cindy and Tracy. How are you? All right. So today's topic is how to build your loyal tribe, your loyal local tribe for big success. So I wanted to start off with saying that what a tribe is, right? So what a tribe is is other people who believe in you. Bottom line, it's other people who believe in you, who support you. And I'm going to explain to you why I created, when I was an agent and I was a top agent and my number one team, two different kinds of tribes. So there's two different kinds of tribes. But so we know a tribe is just people who are going to support you and believe in you. And then why do you need one? Okay, so I'm a real estate agent. I need a tribe. You know, I'm not in charge of a club, right? And so what do you mean that I need a tribe? Well, building our business as an entrepreneur is not easy. And if you were with me last Friday, because again, I need your prayers, because I'm a big scaredy cat when I go to the dentist and I need to be sedated. I'm going to be knocked out tomorrow morning when I usually go live to have a dental procedure that I've been putting off for, about a year and a half, until I got to the point where I have to. I have no choice. So I'd appreciate your prayers this time tomorrow morning. But last Friday, I mentioned the real definition of an entrepreneur. And are you really an entrepreneur, if you remember that? Meaning, an entrepreneur builds a business. Okay, good. But it doesn't stop there. The definition continues to say, and takes higher than normal risk to do so. Okay, let me repeat that. As an entrepreneur, you're building a business and you take higher than normal risk in order to do so. When's the last time you took a risk in your business? That could be spending money. It could be doing something that you're very uncomfortable with. That's taking a risk, right? Anytime you're fearful, but you act in spite of that fear, that's an entrepreneur. So building a business is not easy. So that's one of the reasons you need a tribe to pick you up. There's lots of moving parts as a real estate agent, we know, right? And so we need other people around us with knowledge and expertise, okay? Whether that be a mentor, someone in business that's further along than you are. Doesn't have to be a real estate agent. It could be another kind of an entrepreneur who can utilize the way they created their successful business and have that help you, right? When you run into an issue, you need your tribe to pick you up. Pick you up. What do I mean by that? Have you ever gotten maybe 2 days to closing and suddenly there's an issue that jeopardizes closing? We've all been there, right? And so, do you have someone to call? I know my first go-to was my closing company or my lender, even if I was on the listing side. Because ladies, one of the keys to success is making things happen, right? And creating a path, in this instance, to closing, where other people would give up, okay? But we're not going to give up. That's the beautiful thing. Thank you to everyone who's been joining us. I'm kind of missing, there's a lot of people between Facebook and Instagram. But also, why you need a tribe is for connection. And if you've been following me and Livy Girl Success Boutique in the Girls Guide to Outrageous Real Estate Success group for us women agents, you will know that I don't call lead gen. I call it connecting. And so, similar to the way that we have to connect to others on a daily basis, purposefully, right, intentionally, in order to keep growing our exposure in our local market, right? Well, we also have to have connection with other business people. I always chose business women, but if you like dealing with business men too, people who will help us and who we can help in a sisterhood or an entrepreneurial brotherhood and sisterhood. So those are the reasons why you need a tribe, okay? Because you need a pick-me-up or encouragement, you need expertise and knowledge, and you just need that connection so that you don't feel isolated. and that you have someone to help you when you run into an issue. So today I'm going to talk about building your local loyal tribe. Now, I had a question on Instagram last night that said, I don't even understand what you mean by tribe. Well, I hope that that's been explained. It's just people that are going to be around you, right? And help you. And it's really reciprocal because you help them as well. But the other, part about having your local loyal tribe is that you know who to turn to when you need particularly something. Okay, so I'm going to break it into two different kinds of tribes. So the first tribe is what I call your raving fans or cheerleaders. And these people can or do not have to have been your client. And let me explain. I don't care if you just got your license yesterday or if you've been in the business 20 plus years. It is imperative for you to be connected in your market and to be seen as a connector, so that it's almost as if you are such an expert in your local market that no matter what somebody might need, somebody would say, call Jan, call Susie, call Rachel. But they're a real estate agent. No, they know everybody. She knows everybody. Just call her. Here's her cell phone number. Reach out to her on Facebook, whatever. Okay? Because when you're known as the connector, you're seen as an expert. You're seen as professional. You're seen as credible, right? So that is why whether you are just starting out or you've been in the business 20 plus years, I always recommend that you have at least 3 to 5 cheerleaders who you meet with at Panera or coffee shop and say, you know what? I've really respected you. I've seen you around town. I've seen you at networking events, and I really respect you. And I like the way you work. And I feel like we have, we relate to each other. And I would sure love to, meet with you and see if we can help each other in business. And in that meeting, you're asking them a ton of questions about them, making them feel important because they are, and you're getting intelligence about them. What makes them tick? What's their vibe? How can you help them? And then the last 5 or 10 minutes when you're with them, say, by the way, may I share with you what makes me different? It's a bold statement. If you don't feel like you're different, then let's have a conversation, because you are. God made each of us different. So you need to really zero in on what makes you different, right? And so that's your cheerleaders. And raving fans would be your past clients who were your favorite. We all have favorite clients. We also have clients we'd rather not ever see again. But for those that are your favorites, pull them out. Meaning pull them out of your database and use my touch plan, which if you've been following my weekly trainings, you have the touch plan. If you need it, let me know that you need it. And follow it to the letter. A touch plan simply is throughout the year after the transaction, how many times am I going to meet them or touch them rather, and how am I going to do that? And ladies, it doesn't have to be a phone call. In fact, who wants a phone call? It's hardly ever a phone call. You're building fans who are going to talk about you in a positive way, who are going to, over time, because it's not, you can't do this once and expect they're in your tribe. No. You have to have a touch plan. In my touch plan, I have one for past clients and cheerleaders, okay? You follow it to the letter. And before you know it, you'll be getting a phone call. Yes, Jane Doe told me that I should call you, and you're the person to go to sell my house. You'll get an email. Such and such told me that you're the one I need. It's amazing, ladies. So again, what we're talking about is building a loyal tribe. And we're talking about specifically now, people who will refer you, people who will speak highly of you, whether it's about real estate or not, because they've met you, because you've invited them to meet with you. You've given them accolades for the way you've perceived them in the local market. You're very professional. I love your way. I heard you speak at the such and such. I was really impressed by how much you are involved in the community. Who do you know that I need to know? I need to get connected. I need to up my game. And I would love you and me to, kind of mastermind together, or, be there for each other. Okay. I can't give you the exact conversation because it's really up to you as far as the way you speak and what feels comfortable to you. But I can tell you this, in my personal calendar as a real estate coach, I have once a week blocked out 1.5 hours to connect with people in my industry that are above me. And the bottom line to that is that even though I'm not in a local market and my business is really online, but for the most part, I still need to be connecting for the same reason you guys need to be connecting. And Trans J Nick says, I definitely need to flesh out and implement my touch plan. Absolutely. Ladies, I think, and I'm convicted, that if you were to block out time to situate that every person who you care about, okay, people that you don't care about, the clients that were, not people that you ever want to work with again, don't do it for them. But for your cheerleaders, your favorite past clients, you need to go to your calendar and say, okay, and look at that touch plan and set each contact up, how you're going to contact them and when, and then do it. But if that takes 5 hours every day for the next 3 days, then do it. Or if you can give only 1 hour a day for the next month, do it. It is time well spent, well invested, I assure you. And then you continue to nurture that relationship. When you have VIP events, when you want to, just have an impromptu, go on social media and say, hey, meet me at the local, Olive Garden at the bar, and I'll pay for your drink, the first drinks on me. Let's just hang out and see what's going on in our local community, whatever. The beautiful thing, if you've been following me again, is that it's all about you, brand YOU. There are no rules. Don't look right or left to what other agents are doing in your market. That's wrong. You forge the way. And again, I don't care if you started and got your license yesterday. You can still do what I'm sharing, okay? It will repay you in huge dividends. I promise. So what's the second kind of tribe that I'm encouraging you to definitely get in line so that you can have that loyal local tribe? Those are people who will support you and, most importantly, support your clients. And here's what I mean. I'm talking specifically about painters, home inspectors, electricians, lenders, contractors, closing companies, stagers, moving companies. I'm talking about doing your research to figure out who in your local market you want to work with and you want to refer and you want to count on. When I started getting my tribe together many years ago in my market when I was an active agent, I actually interviewed 2 electricians twice. And I was pretty bold. And at first it was like, hey, you stand out in the market as a really reputable, electrician. And, tell me why I should choose you as I grow my business to be my go-to electrician. And let me tell you something, ladies. And then I told them why I sure would appreciate their referral. And I know they work with other agents and, for other agents, but that I was going to treat them well and that I would be loyal to them. And I sure would love the loyalty back. Because it's really about thinking about the other person first. And then believe me, they will be loyal. One of the things that a lot of agents, brokers rather, say is, You can't choose one lender. You better give them two or three choices, and you better give them two or three closing companies and all these choices, choices, choices. Okay. So look, I don't know state laws. I don't know where, and some of you are from Canada, so I can't tell you legally what you can and cannot do, but I can tell you this. I had two lenders that were my go-to lenders. They helped pay my Zillow, and I would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Loved them both equally. They both supported me. They would both take my call if it was Saturday at 3 in the afternoon or Friday night at 10 p.m. How did I get such loyal lenders? And you might say, well, you were a top agent. Of course, they take care of you. But I wasn't always a top agent, right? In the first couple of years, I was doing well, but the words, I will be loyal to you, came out of this mouth. And I backed it up with action. So again, I don't care if you have no closings behind you or if you have 500 behind you. It's never too early to start setting up your tribe, your local tribe. And for me, I knew that I wanted to be a listing queen. And so what I would say is, look, I can't see into the future, but what I can tell you this, I'm a hard worker. And my goal is to keep you busy. Like my painter, I don't even know if I mentioned painter. My painter would be on a job that wasn't from me, from wherever he got it, right? And I would be in a listing appointment that was in dire need of paint. And I would text him and I'd say, hey, can you come over here within the next hour? Boom, he dropped what he was doing and came over. Now, that was because he made a lot of money off of me because I was a top listing agent. But even without that, I could have said, can you come tomorrow? And he would have come. So my point is, ladies, that you need to identify who you want to be around you, because guess what? You can't do this alone. You need a go-to electrician, a go-to septic person, a go-to painter, a go-to lender, or two or three. And what I mean by the lender two or three is that my two primary lenders were conventional mortgage brokers, okay? But then I also had a backup mortgage person who was with a bank. And then I had a backup mortgage person who was able to get through people with less than stellar credit. And so my main two lenders had everything I needed for the most part, and we'd go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I know that it sounds like, wait, you said you wanted to be a listing queen. That's true, but I had a team. And so my team was working with the buyers, and they would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And by the way, when you're a listing agent, you also need amazing lenders, because many times, I shouldn't say many times, there have been times in my career over a decade where I was on the listing side and the buyer's agent would say, this deal's going to fall apart because the lender can't make it happen. For whatever reason, you know how things are. Well, believe me, I was on the phone with my go-to lenders, and many times, I would say 3 or 4 times, that buyer who I was on the listing side used one of my lenders and we got it to closing. Okay? So isn't that amazing? So again, do your research, figure out who you want to support you and your clients, and then don't be afraid to make the call and tell them you've admired them. If you say, I've really admired you and I would love to meet you for coffee. If somebody called you and said, I've admired you and I want to meet you for coffee, who would say no to that? And by the way, if they say no to that, then you definitely don't want them in your tribe, right? So I hope that's making some sense. So there's 5 steps to building your tribe, your loyal local tribe. Number 1, know your vibe. Know your wow experience, okay? So how do you want, what level of service and concierge level of attention do you want to give your clients, be they buyers or sellers? And then seek out tribe people, you know, like I said, the different tradesmen and different people that will be in contact with your clients, who you're going to call on to help you. And then reach out to them and set the face-to-face appointment, the face-to-face coffee. And the purpose is to validate if they're the fit for you. Get to know them, ask a lot of questions, right? Be involved in them, be interested in them, and then they'll be interested in you. Talk about how you want to set up a referral source, that goes both ways. Share with them that you're building a mini team. Again, if you've been following me, whether you are an independent agent or have your own team, I still think that if you're an independent agent, you can certainly say, I have a team, as long as you have your local tribe behind you. So do you have your go-to closing company, lender, painter, home inspector, all these people, electricians and whatnot? If so, then you can tell them, I'm building a mini team. You're building solid relationships so that when you get busy and you have issues, you have a place to go. And by the way, when all these people in your tribe are living their daily lives and someone mentions a move or a divorce or something or a job change, if you take care of them, they're going to take care of you and give you referrals. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay. So the next step is to follow up that meeting. Okay. So you met with them, you shared with them your heart, you're validating whether they would work for you or not in terms of being a part of your tribe. And then you follow it up that day with an email thanking them. And then within 24 hours with a note. I'm big on handwritten notes, even though my penmanship is horrible. Why? Because nobody's doing it. And it just is a nice way to finish your kind of introduction to them, proving that you are a cut above. And then finally, the fifth step is to stay connected. These people become your VIPs, whether they're in the tribe of past clients and, what I call, your champions or your cheerleaders, or whether they are tradesmen or people that are going to help you throughout the process of helping a client. They are your VIPs. Some things that your tribe can do, they can connect you to their posse. If maybe one of them knows the media, they can refer you business, like I just said. They can save the day in an issue. And as a listing agent, there were some times when in the 11th hour, something happened to the house. I don't know, a pipe burst or whatever. And then when you have your tribe, you can call them and ask them to bump other clients and take care of yours because it's an emergency, because you have a closing date. Or if, somehow the 11th hour, the buyer says, oops, I'm $1,000 short. You can go and ask your closing company, hey, can you reduce your fees a little bit? And then you'll give a little bit, and maybe the lender will give a little bit, and the other agent will give a little bit to make things happen. It's nice to have more people than fewer in times like that to make things happen, right? And another thing that your tribe can do is step in and talk to your client and talk them off a ledge. Now, for the most part, I wouldn't advise this 100% of the time as something normal, right? But ours is a people business. And so there were times when I was on the listing side and the buyer asked for certain things to be fixed, and my contractor fixed it. And so when the buyer's agent was taking the buyer through the home to see the repairs, sometimes the buyer agent would call me and say, hey, my client's not thinking this is fixed satisfactorily. What are we going to do? And I would say, hold on one second. Let's do a conference call. And I would get my contractor on the phone, and my contractor he knew how to work with people. So he'd say, oh my goodness, I want to make this right. Tell me what your concerns are. And he would listen. He asked questions first. And then he would 100% of the time save the day. And there were times he had to go back. He's not perfect, but he always saved the day. And so sometimes you need that other person to validate and make everybody calm down. They can act quickly to make you look good. They can reduce their fees. They can be the bad cop. I know that if you want to be a listing queen, you almost need a stager. Like I have my staging certification, but I had my go-to stager to call if I was in a listing appointment and I knew that I was dealing with homeowners who were going to fight me on some prep work before we listed their house. And so you can call the stager for them to be the bad guy and you remain the good guy. You're your client's advocate. Ladies, you have to have a tribe. You have to have a tribe in order to thrive. Hey, if you want to do two deals a year and this is your hobby, then this you don't have to do. But if you are a true entrepreneur and you're building a business and you have big goals, then ladies, you've got to do this. This is not up for discussion. Okay? And when they give you leads, do you know what the beautiful thing about that is? Those leads are warm. And you're not going to be in competition with another agent. So remember, ladies, the same old won't get you to the fast track. It won't get you to the fast track to your goals. Proven action. It's proven that action begets action, and that action creates momentum. You know, they say that real estate is feast or famine. They say that there are times when the market's good and times when the market's bad. I was an agent for 13 years, and I never went 1 month without a check. And I would say, it took me 6 months to get my first check. I will say that. It took me 6 months to get my first check. After that, I never looked back. And in my last several years, I would say every month it was 5 figures that I made every month. So this brings me back to this amazing She's Unstoppable Live conference that's happening April 9th and 10th. If you want something different, you have to try something different. And we have set up this environment that this conference is going to be an experience. From the minute you walk in the hotel and you hit the pink carpet, to what you find in your rooms as a little goodie from us if you're getting a hotel room, to the swag bag if you are not getting a hotel room but you are attending, you're going to have some goodies too, to cocktail reception, to 3 kinds of speakers. There's 3 kinds of speakers that are going to be there. Number 1, they are going to be industry influencers, which are Sue Yannicone, who used to be the CEO of ERA, and now she is she's the exec VP at Coldwell Banker NRT. We have Dottie Herman, the CEO of Douglas Elliman, who has such a rags to riches story and one of hope and one of empowerment that I can barely contain myself. And then we have 2 TV stars too, of Bravo's $1 Million Listing, Tracy Tudor, and Bravo's Buying It Blind, which is a brand new show, and this woman is amazing, Anna Kalinsky. The Anna K team in Atlanta. And then the second group of people we have speakers are top agents who make multiple 6 and 7 figures annually. Ladies, we're giving you access to these people. And it's not just these people who are going to hold everything tight and not share. We made sure through our due diligence and the interview process that the people who are going to be sharing from stage aren't going to be selling anything, first of all. And they're going to be spilling everything they know. I don't know of any other conference like that. A Living Well says, I'm with CBNRT. Yay. All right. In Pennsylvania. Awesome. So there's going to be the top agents. The third group of people are subject matter experts. So did you know that Pinterest is the 3rd largest search engine? And there are agents killing it on Pinterest. It's like a best kept secret. And maybe that's because Pinterest is mostly a woman viewed platform. And so who better than us to share the Pinterest secrets so that you can jump in on it? Because if you go to livygirl.com and you scroll down and you click the link for to listen to the audio of 9 reasons why women were made to dominate in real estate, you find out that the decision makers, in more cases than not, are the women. All right, but let me get back to subject matter experts. So we have not only the expert in Pinterest, we have 2 experts in Instagram, and 1 or 2 on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so we have top agents and industry influencers and subject matter experts. What more could you want? All right, well, maybe you want shopping. Oh, we have that. And maybe you want networking. Oh, we have that. And maybe you want bling bling and pretty and sisterhood. We have that. And maybe you like amazing music and you want to dance. We have that. Maybe you need a retreat and a time away from the craziness that is your family. Although we love them, sometimes we need a retreat. Okay, we have that. It's truly an experience. Maybe you just feel like you've been withdrawn and withdrawn and withdrawn and withdrawn, maybe meaning you give to your clients, you give to your family, you give to everybody, and you're like, oh my gosh, what about me? Guess what? This is your me time. So go to she'sunstoppablelive.com. Right now until tomorrow at midnight, we are having a buy one, get one half off. Okay? Buy one, get one half off. So you have to buy 2 tickets to take advantage of it. Okay? We're not going to split the cost in half. You have to get at least 2 tickets and then buy them in 2 increments, increments of 2. So grab a friend, and there's no reason not to go. There's just no reason not to go. Look at what I just outlined for you. And there's going to be, if you upgrade your ticket to VIP, then you get some access to the industry influencers and to the Powerhouse panel in a mastermind, in an intimate conversation time, and many other things. If you go to she'sunstoppablelive.com, you'll see that. So don't forget, buy one, get one half off ends tomorrow at midnight, and it's not coming back. So now's the time to take action. We have reserved room blocks, and there are, I believe, 18 left at the discounted price. And then that will be released. You know, that will be used up. And if you know Northern Virginia, where we're having the conference, DC Metro is not cheap. Loudoun County is either the first, the most expensive, or the second most expensive market in the United States, and second to Orange County. I think we're either first, and Orange County, California's first, or Orange County is second, and Loudoun County's first. My point is you want to get your room in that reserve block. Okay. So money's always an issue. Credit cards are taken, and listen, if you pay attention at the conference and you're there for the right reason, to invest in yourself, to get reinvigorated, what's going to happen, ladies, is that your return on investment is going to be like 100 times plus, right? Because this investment of about $200 less, if you do the BOGO half off, buy one, get one half off, even adding in your airfare and hotel accommodation, you are going to explode as a result. Okay? All right. So we just went over a lot of information. The beautiful thing is that it's going to be recorded and available on our YouTube, Livy Girl TV. Okay? And so it won't be loaded there for maybe about a couple days, but you can always go there. You can also always go over to Livy Girl Success Boutique, and that is our business page, and you can find it there. By the way, before I leave you, Thursdays is the day that we drop our podcast. And so today we drop our new podcast with Amita Jane, who is the owner of Selfie RE, and she's just an amazing woman, and you definitely want to listen to our podcast. You can find us on iTunes, or you can go to Livy Girl, singular, livygirl.com, and then hit podcast, and then you can see all of our podcasts. So we're always here for you. Does anybody have any questions before I leave? And I want to say hello to Jennifer and Gina and Jennifer, lots of Jennifers, Terry, Mitzi, Teresa, Laura, Peggy, Maureen, Julie, Kim, Renee, Diane, Judy, Christy, Elisa. And some of your handles on Instagram, I don't know who you are. I'm sure I do, but I can't tell from your Instagram handle. So I don't see any questions. All right. Then our time today is over. I encourage you to please, please, please watch this again on YouTube, Livy Girl TV. It will be loaded in a couple days. And let me tell you, ladies, what I'm sharing is gold. And it's what I used to make multiple six figures, just under seven figures per year. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. And until next time, have a great day and make it amazing, because it's really up to you. All right, bye.